Productivity isn't always about doing more or working harder. A lot of times it comes down to doing the right things or using a strategic approach. Today, I'm going to share 3 things that have made me infinitely more productive. Hey, I'm Spencer Powell. I'm the CEO over at Builder Funnel, and our marketing agency helps remodelers and custom builders generate more leads and sales through strategic digital marketing. To date, our systems and framework have generated over $150 million for our clients, and this channel, Builder Funnel TV, is where we share things that have worked for us and for our clients in hopes that they help you grow your business as well. And today, I'm going to walk you through 3 different things that have helped me on the productivity side. So you can do some Google searches and you can probably find a list of a zillion different productivity hacks, all that kind of stuff. What I'm sharing with you today are 3 things that I have used in my business and in my life that have actually moved the needle the most. There are other things that you can do to increase productivity as well. These are just the 3 that have moved the needle the most for me. So first one is constraining time. And this one, I first recognized it when my first son was born. And I shifted my schedule. I went from, I would say, working more hours in the week, but also just, I had less boundaries around where I would draw my lines. And so when he was born, I drew my line in the sand in the morning, and then in the afternoon, he would go to bed and fall asleep at like 5:15 in the evening. So I would try to get back around 4:30 and get a little bit of time before he would fall asleep for the evening. And so I drew these lines in the sand, and what I realized started to happen was that things that were on my list just started falling off the list. I just wasn't getting to them, but I started to self-optimize, and certain things would just flow to the top of the list because those were the most important or the most urgent, and they just had to get done. And then, as a business owner and entrepreneur, you tend to have lots of ideas, and so a lot of those ideas just kind of fell off and everything just kind of self-optimized. The funny thing that I've noticed is I've made a few of these leaps over the years where I've said, okay, I'm redrawing my lines again, and I'm drawing maybe like a tighter box around focus time that I'm going to spend on the business and in the business. And each time I do that, then I tend to self-optimize, but only after I commit to that more rigid schedule or more defined schedule. When things are super open-ended, then clarity gets lost. And so some of this I haven't figured out why it works, but I've only noticed that my productivity goes way up when I actually commit to drawing those lines in the sand and hold them. And if I do that, then the productivity follows. The second thing that has really helped me is batching. So anytime you have something that you're doing on repeat or you have to do over and over again or whatever it is, if you can condense that and do all of it at the same time. So maybe you have to do something every week or every quarter or every month. If you can take 6 months and then stack it into one day and just say, I'm going to just do all of this in 1 day or 2 days and just front load it, and then it's done for the next 6 months. Or if you can do the same thing on a monthly basis, if you do something every single week, you just say, hey, I'm just going to pick 1 day at the beginning of the month and just knock that out. But anything that you can batch, that has been an enormous time saver, but really what it turns into is higher productivity. 1, you tend to get through those tasks a lot faster because you get into that mode and then you stay in that mode. 2, just from a switching cost, you get a ton of benefits there. That leads me to the third thing, which is basically blocking off bigger chunks of time for big projects and having, focus time. And so I try to do that as best I can in the morning, where I block off an hour, 2, 3 hours. If I can extend it beyond that, that's a really good day. And use that time to not be task switching, but also make big progress on bigger tasks or bigger projects. Because what I've found is if you switch between starting a project, then you jump into email or you text or you take a ad hoc phone call or something comes in, you switch to that, then you switch back to your project, then you switch to something else, then you switch back. All the switching costs just burn up your focus time and your efficiency around that. So if you can combine big chunks of time and with batching, you actually start to gain back tons of time. But really what happens is you get more done in the same time if you've already drawn your lines like we talked about in the first one. And so honoring the power of constraints, committing to a schedule, that one has probably had the biggest impact for me because it prioritizes the most important things that you need to do for your business. And then below that, batching and blocking off focus time have been kind of second and third. And so I would rank them in that order. And again, there's a million productivity hacks out there. You can go look for more. These are things that have worked the best for me as a business owner, trying to grow a business. And I've tried lots and lots of different things, but these are the big levers. So give them a try, see if they work, and we'll see you next time here on Builder Funnel TV.